This is our E92 carbon plenum. It maintains OEM fitment, OEM size, but we are able to gain about 20% of volume by removing the stack, by removing the ribs.
The ugly ribs.
Yeah, by getting rid of the ribs here, they're unnecessary because the OEM product is plastic. So by transitioning to carbon fiber reinforced plastic, we're more rigid. We don't need that, so it's better to gain the volume than worrying about the extra features. This also creates a more laminar flow across the velocity stacks, and it's also necessary to do this because this plenum features M3 GT style velocity stacks, where the factory velocity stacks are all kind of tilted and choked down a little bit, facing towards the inlet to the plenum. Ours uses, like as I said, the M3 GT style velocity stacks, which are vertical, larger volume, and more efficient overall. By pairing those with our increased volume plenum, we're able to gain performance and sound. It's one-piece construction. To my knowledge, every other M3 plenum on the market, it's a top and a bottom half that are glued together after the carbon itself is fabricated. Ours is all done in one shot. It's much more challenging to do it this way, but it's better. It's better because it's lighter. It's better because there are fewer stress concentrations in the seam, and it's better because it's a quicker manufacturing process than having to put molds back together and refit everything. You don't have seams that run along these edges like all the other parts do. There's no perceptible seam along the split lines, and
so why don't other people do this, Chris?
it's hard.
There you go.
It's a challenge. And
We do the hard stuff.
Yeah, we don't accept anything less than the best, and sometimes that means being creative and struggling through things and figuring out the right way to do it.
Well, and that's kind of one of the criteria for parts generally, is like if we can't make it materially better than what is on the market today, what's the point? Why do it, right? And Chris saw the designs of other, E9X plenums on the market and said, oh yeah, I can do much better than that. And he did. Again, with the elimination of the ribs, the additional volume created in it, the fact that it's one piece, more rigid, more durable, and I wish you could be here to hold this in your hands, because it shocked even Chris and me how light it is. It's just like you could balance it on one finger. It is so light.
Nothing to it.
And of course, that was before we put the billet plates in there for the velocity stacks and what have you, but still, dramatically lighter than stock, and dramatically more rigid and more durable. And then of course, if the Lexan plate is your thing, so you can view the internals, great. It's not my thing, but nor is the red anodization. But some people love that stuff, and it's there for those who want that those aesthetics. Anyway, so we're very pleased with this part. This is the first of Parti Racing's commercially produced carbon fiber parts. Again, aerospace quality, pre-preg, carbon fiber, baked in our autoclave here in Danville, Virginia, hand finished here in Danville, Virginia, and every single one of these that will be sold to our customers will be done just the same way.
My hands have touched every single part.
Yeah.
No, nobody else. My hands, every single part, I've had my hands on the fiber itself. We don't outsource any of this.
Right. We do it ourselves. And part of the reason for that, Chris, right, is that, we had experience with other parties doing pieces of prior parts for us that just didn't turn out the way we wanted them to. We ended up having to redo them mostly ourselves. And it just becomes very frustrating when you don't have vertical integration.
Yeah.
When you don't have control over every major component of the manufacturing process.
Nobody we've worked with has met our standards of quality.
Right, nobody. And maybe we're just picky mofos, right? And good, we should be, right? But it's great when we can be picky mofos and we can come up with parts that are better and still sell them at less than the competition.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. Why? That's what enthusiasts deserve.